Oh, good. I just said we're about to go live, so the children are coming out of their bedrooms already. Hi, Facebook. Oh, we thought we'd be in a better position in this room, and I'm still not liking it. And my child is clearly making noise while we're trying to talk to you. Hey, you're live.
You can always count on her.
Yeah, hey, you haven't been out of your room for the most of the time since you've been home, and we're going live, so definitely come out to eat, give yourself water, get ice, all the things. Okay, Gabby, thank you. How many kids do you have? Happy almost Mother's Day, you guys. Well, welcome to
Success Sunday Session 2. Say that 3 times fast.
number 2. If you missed ours from last week, you know what to do down below. And go back and watch the first one we had. You know, we're starting to work out our vibe because usually I'm running my mouth by myself, which is never a problem, clearly. But you put him in there, and then now I have to like share time, and I don't know how to do that yet. So I'm not even sure I can do it again. So let's see if it's better. But here's sort of our thought process for why we are doing this. And this is all about why. I have been married. We have been married almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in November. So living together for 2 years in June.
Right.
We were living in sin for a couple of years before we tied the knot. Anyway, he is a business coach, Mr. Bo Groover. He's a very successful business coach. He coaches important people who make a lot of money and helps them make even more money. So here I am, you know, with my small little business that's now growing, and I realized that the success that I've had is related to the fact that I live with a business coach and he coaches me often, sometimes solicited, sometimes not solicited, but always valid and helpful. So I was talking to him about, hey, I'd love to get you to coach my team and give your expertise to them. How could we do that? And he said something about a live and putting them in a group, and I was like, you know what, with even my team, outside my team, above me, beside me, they could benefit from this as well. And I have a ton of women on my page who are in business for themselves, a lot in the direct sales business, and some of them not. Some of them own their own business, a lot of real estate agents, salon owners. Like, we have a lot of entrepreneurial type women I have that are following me. 3,500 of you are, you know, I only have maybe 20 people that I am related to on my page. So everybody else is a friend. And I thought maybe, you know, he would be helpful for everybody. So we're going to do these series, you know, for the next 6 months and kind of see how it goes. We really loved the last one. I can't remember what we talked about. What did we talk about?
I don't know.
All of a sudden, it's, I think we were just introducing ourselves and kind of saying what we were.
I think we were telling people that we're going to start doing this.
Yeah. So go back and watch that one if you want to. This one's going to be all about the why, but we like to start because we're wine connoisseurs. And you always hear me talking about I love my wine, and really wine is where this started because I was getting stains on my teeth from my wine and coffee, and I happened upon a whitening toothpaste, and now I've built a business. So tonight we're going to be drinking, what's this?
Austin Hope. It is from Paso Robles. It is a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Thumbs up if you've tried this one. It is amazing.
It's a really, really good wine. And it's a little bit pricier than we would normally drink. But we do have a wine friend that helps us get a good price on wine, which is a good thing.
Yes,
because we drink a lot of wine.
Well, we drink it often. I won't say a lot, but often.
Often. That's better.
We drink a little bit often. How about that? So this one's really good. It is a little bit of a higher price point, so, you know, save it for a special occasion or Sunday. But if you like a really big cab, like Caymus is our favorite, but at that price point, how much is Caymus a bottle?
About 80 bucks.
Yeah, so we're not drinking that on a Sunday. So this one is very much like that, but at a lower price point. And then there's a couple of other ones that we'll try that, you know, you can get even at a better price point. So cheers.
Cheers.
To a nice red. If y'all are getting stains on your teeth, let me know later. So, Bo, go for it.
Yes.
How to find the why.
How to find the why and getting started. And also wanted to say, if you guys are like me, I like to take notes. Not saying you have to, but I'm kind of a nerd like that. If I'm trying to learn something, it helps me if I write things down. So if you want to, we're going to try to go through as much as we can until you guys start asking for specific things in kind of a sequential order. So at this point, some of you guys are doing things, you already have a business, or you're thinking about starting something, or you're thinking about a side gig. And so we're starting at the very, very beginning, which is the why. You've heard a lot of people talk about the why. If you listen to any of the motivational speakers, Mel Robbins talks a lot about it. Simon Sinek talks a lot about it. Two of the folks that we follow and listen to quite a bit. But so for tonight, we're going to talk about that getting started part, not on how do you set up the business and an LLC and a business license and all that stuff, but inside your heart and inside your head, what's going on that's going to drive you to do something differently than what you're doing now.
But and we hear about this all the time, like, what's your why? Hey, nice to meet you. You know, you want to, jump into the business, or you want to start this new thing. What's your why? What's your why? Everyone's asking your why. And what I'm hearing a lot of people say is not really their why, but their what. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, because if you're just spouting out a what, I want to lose weight, I want to make money, I want to travel, I want time freedom, that's not a why. That's just a what. And so why is so much bigger and more dialed in and specific. We hear Mel Robbins is one of my favorites, and if you haven't hopped over to my VIP page and seen the podcast that I've been posting, she's changed my life. And basically that's kind of how we met. On our second date, he was like, have you ever heard of Mel Robbins? And I was like, maybe I'll keep this one. He's actually talking like he knows what he's talking about.
Hey.
Fooled
her.
I had been single for 7 years, so that was not something I had come across very often. So Mel's one of my favorites, and she talks about the why, and she talks about, I lost my train of thought.
Well, so and we'll come to that, but I think the first part is it's really easy to be excited in the beginning, right? People are excited to start something new. Maybe you read an article and said, "Man, this diet looks fantastic," or "Man, I want to go to Key West, or I want to go to Jamaica." There's something that's really exciting. It gets you started, and you're like, "All right, I'm going to go do something different," and that's the easy part, because as Jen was just saying, I can't even make my fingers small enough to say that's that much of the journey. It's so easy to watch something or see something or read something or see a picture and say, man, I'm really excited about that. Because excitement is very short-lived, and what most people are missing is clarity. As Jen mentioned, the what and the why are interchangeable, they're connected, and one without the other is not super exciting. So what we need to do is figure out what is it that we want to happen, and why is that important if you're really going to make something change. Most of you guys have been alive for a while, right? You're not 7 or 8 years old. You're in your 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s. For me to change what I'm doing now, I'm 50. I turned 50 in February. I need something powerful to lock onto, because I'm a creature of habit. We all are. And I've been doing what I've been doing for a long time. It got me where I am, good, bad, or otherwise, it's where I am. So if I'm going to have to do something that's going to change my course, it's got to be pretty powerful. So we're going to talk about the what and the why under the umbrella of having clarity. And that's what I think most people are missing.
Yeah, so they know what they want. Sometimes they don't even really know what they want. A lot of people don't really know what they want, but they know they want something different. And this is what I was going to say about Mel Robbins. I'm science background, so anything science related I really latch onto, especially when we're talking about success. And success is, there's a science to it. And our brains are geared to do certain things out of habit. And if you can hack that, you can really move towards success a lot faster. And that's what Mel Robbins talks about. She wrote a great book called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She talks about that your brain is going to always want to go back to the regular, and you're not going to want to get up, and when you're not super clear on why you want what you want, just spouting out to the universe that you want some random thing, I want to lose weight. Well, the universe can't really manifest for you until you get super clear about why you're going to do something every single day when it's hard. You don't want to get out of the bed. You don't want to, stay up late past your regular working hours to do your side gig. You don't want to, save money and not spend on that great purse because you want to travel. The why is what gets you through all that hard stuff. And if you're not super clear about the why, it's just a want, and it's just negligible. The universe can't hear you and doesn't know what to bring you until you get super specific about it. And that's the clarity part, right?
Yeah.
We speak kind of two different languages. I say specific, he says clear.
Well, but I mean, if you've asked anybody, and maybe you've asked yourself, what do I really, really want in life? And my experience, and again, I've been coaching people and companies for 20 plus years, people ramble, or they're non-committal, or maybe they're afraid, and it's like, well, I just want to have enough money that I don't have to worry about buying groceries, or I'm doing fine. I've only got my car, and I hope nothing happens to my car. And it's the programming that we've been given our whole lives that's kind of beat us down to this meager existence. We're afraid to say, you know what? I want to have an extraordinary life. I want to have an extraordinary relationship with my wife. I want to live in a great house. I want to drive the car that I want. I want to travel to the places I want to see. And I want to give my kids the opportunity to take advantage of this great country that we live in. And so when you ask people what is it that they want, the first part is, and maybe you're asking yourself this, you have to spend a little bit of time and don't sell yourself short. We're not making fun of people who are in that situation. I've been one check away from bankruptcy, right? I've been living paycheck to paycheck, so that if anything were to come at me that was unexpected or unpredicted, I would have been in deep, deep trouble. You've been there.
Yes, I have been there. I've actually been bankrupt. I'm going to talk about that on another day. So yeah, it's this fine existence. It's the I'm fine. And Mel talks about this in the last post that I shared. She says fine is just an excuse to not do anything. Oh, I'm fine. Well, if you're fine, you don't have to do anything. It's okay. You can try if you want to, but if you don't want to try, it's okay because you're fine. Well, fine is a really dangerous word, because if you're fine, you're never going to be better than that.
I'm laughing because when I say, Jen, how are you? And she says, fine. Usually that means it's not fine. And I probably have done something to annoy her. So fine is not the life that we're after. We're after extraordinary.
And you're after extraordinary not because you're greedy, but because you want to have abundance, and you can't give, you can't help, you can't do for others unless you have abundance yourself. If you have nothing left at the end of the month, at the end of the week, paycheck or energy-wise, then you have nothing to give to anybody else. So when we say we want extraordinary and amazing, that absolutely trickles into what we can do for others. The money that we can tithe, the donations that we can do, the time that we can spend volunteering, because now we're not stuck in a 9-to-5 job. I can buy, the guy behind me at Starbucks. The other day, I rolled up, whenever I'm feeling grateful in my life, and I'm always in the Starbucks line or the Chick-fil-A line, you guys know this. Always. I always am. Every single day almost, I'm either Starbucks or Chick-fil-A or both. Sometimes I do Chick-fil-A twice in a day. I'm not going to lie. That's my superpower. But when I'm feeling really grateful, I try to do something immediately for somebody else. Like when I recognize that my life is great or taking a turn, or I'm really excited about something, I want to put that energy back out into the universe. And my favorite thing to do, my kids used to love it when they were little. They still love it, but they used to get so excited when I buy for whoever's behind me, in the checkout. So at Starbucks the other day, I rolled up and I bought my coffee and I said, hey, I want to pay for the person behind me. And he was like, hey, it's like $13. Is that still going to be okay? And I thought, there's a time that I couldn't have even done this. And then there was another time that he would have said 13. I'd been like, that's okay. But yeah, he could have said 62 and I would have been like, here, I decided I'm paying for the guy behind me or whoever it was. And I can do that. So that's what abundance is. That's not, I have everything and I'm getting all the things and I'm keeping them and I'm greedy and I'm creating this life that's out of greed. It's abundance, which spills over into what you can do for everybody else. So that's where we want to be. We don't want to be fine. We want to have this amazing life with whatever you consider abundance is. Your abundance is not my abundance, but whatever that is, you need to know what it is, and then you need to know why you want it, and then you can turn around and make it happen. Is that what I was supposed to say? We practiced, and now I think I took a rant.
It's okay. Yeah, so, generally speaking, you need to determine, define, and decide what you want. And those are three different steps on the what side. Okay, and when I say what, a what might be, I want to lose weight. Okay, that is simply a what. But defining that, how much weight do I want to lose? When do I want to lose is kind of defining that. And then you've got to decide, really decide, right? It's not a passing comment. I walk by, the Ferrari dealership and go, oh, one day I'd like to have a Ferrari. If that's really what I want, I need to decide that is what I want. And by the way, it is one of the things that I would love. I think they're beautiful, amazing cars. But determining what it is the first step, right? So in your case, whatever it is that you're thinking about, you want to make some extra money, you want to lose some weight, you want to travel somewhere, you want to take your kids somewhere, you want to buy your kids something. Those are all what's. But you have to spend a little bit more time digging a little bit deeper to say, all right, really, what is it? And that step sets you up for the next step, which is Jennifer's favorite word, which is
why.
Why?
Why?
Why do you want it?
Why? And I don't even know that I 100% even knew that. When I'm getting coached by my mentor who's, making the money that I want to make in this business, she's, you need to know your why. And I'm like, my why is to quit my job. My why is to, pay off my student loan. My why is to travel for free. Those are my whys. Those are the reasons why, I jumped into this business. So just to break it down, and I'm going to use, I'm still talking about Mel because I just listened to this and I posted it on Saturday. Usually every Saturday I'll post something in my personal group. Living young is all about changing the way you think, and so I really like to share that. So my favorite one from her is the lose weight. So she says that's the what, lose weight. The why is I want to lose my man boobs so I can pick up that hot chick in the office. That's the why. So when you think about that, that's way different. I want to lose 35 pounds. I want to lose the man boobs so I can pick up the hot chick in the office. Like, those say the same thing, but one has really meaning and heart, and the other one's just sort of, transactional, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to write it down, and that's what I'm going to think about. But the other one has way more sticking power, and thinking about, trying to lose the man boobs to get the hot chick in the office is going to get that guy out of the bed the next day. I need to lose 35 pounds is not. So the why is what happens in here that gets you out of the bed early at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday when you don't want to do it. It's the one who keeps you staying up late when you really want to go to sleep and you just don't have time and you don't want to. The why is what keeps you moving forward when you really don't want to, because guess what? Nobody does. Nobody wants to. We don't have time. None of us do. The successful ones in any business, we don't have time and we didn't want to. And here we are doing it. So when I hear that all the time, I don't have time. I don't have time. I just really not something I want to do in my life right now. I have too much on my plate. I really have too much on my plate, as she writes another minimum payment to the credit card company. So I've heard them all. And what I'm telling you is, create a why that's so meaningful to you that it doesn't matter. You're going to make it happen. So that's the difference between the what and the why for me.
Yeah, and we've all been there, right? We've all given ourselves an out. We've all given ourselves an excuse, a reason. I'm tired. I had to take care of the kids, and I had to do the house project, and my boss gave me another assignment, and my car needs service. We've all got them,
Parents
guys.
are sick, kids sick. I'm a single mom. Whatever. Like it's all of our lives.
It's all, but recognize, guys, that mindset is, and I don't mean this harsh, that is a loser mindset. Because if it's important, you'll find a way. And if it's not important, you'll find an excuse. And so as you're thinking about getting clear on your what and your why, recognize that it's so easy to come up with reasons not to do this. It's so easy to fall back to that mentality of, I'm fine, it's okay, I'm one check away from bankruptcy, but it'll be all right. And so the way I think about this is the what is up here. I want to do something logically. I thought about it in my head and said, all right, I want to lose weight. The why is down here in my heart, right? I want to lose weight because I don't like the way I feel at the weight that I am. So I want to lose 25 pounds because I know that I'll feel better. And so to Jennifer's point, when I'm tired or the weather's bad or I've got an extra project to do. I've got something to do at the house. I got to run the kids somewhere. There's a million excuses every day for me to say, I'm not going to work out today. I know I said I wanted to lose weight, but not today. I'll start it tomorrow. I'll start it next week. I'll try again next week. The why is that thing that says, hey, Bo, this is really important to you, man. It's in your heart. You felt this. You said you were going to do this. And being able to hold yourself accountable is a much easier thing if you've got something that you can grab hold of and say, I said this was important because I feel it, I want it, I'm going to go figure out how to make it happen and figure out how to go get it. Jennifer here has recently come across a way of thinking about it that I think is incredibly powerful, right?
Yeah, I've had a shift in my business, a pretty substantial shift to the people that are coming to me, to sort of what I'm attracting, and I feel like I've always been putting it out there, and I'm doing the things, but now there's been a definite change, and I was trying to back into it, and if I had to describe it to somebody, what is the difference for me? My why for leaving my job is so that I can travel and see the people that I love when I want to. I can travel for fun. I can travel because I need to because someone's sick. I can travel because I haven't seen somebody that I am close to, that I can take my kids where I want to take them when I want to. I don't want to have to ask off. I don't want to have to worry about working remotely and trying to be like, okay, kids, in a minute. I don't want that anymore. I don't want anyone else managing my time. I want freedom. Freedom to do what I want, when I want, how I want. That's what I want. And that was my why. My what was I want to quit my job. My why was freedom, true freedom. And when I made a decision that it was not an option to not have that anymore, when I said, it is not acceptable anymore to have to ask my boss for time off, to have to worry about putting in so many hours virtually so that I can go do this other thing with my kids. When I decided this is not acceptable for my life anymore, when that part was off the table, not negotiable anymore, that's when everything kind of changed. So there's the what, then there's the why that comes from your heart, and then there's this is not negotiable anymore. I'm going to have a conversation with me in my life, and this isn't going to happen anymore. When you take it off the table, when it's not negotiable anymore, I think that's when the universe is like, oh shit, she means business, and conspires to give you what you want. Before you get to the point where this is not negotiable, I don't think the universe thinks you're serious. So the universe is like, maybe I'll give it to her, maybe I won't. I don't know. But once you say, it's not negotiable, that's when it happens.
I agree. But the universe is like, we'll see. Because you're like,
we'll see.
I'll see.
True.
It's okay if I don't get it. It's okay if I don't make it. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
but
that's
it's
true.
important.
That's true. It's the meh attitude that you put out that you get back. So energy that you put out, you're going to get back. I don't care if you're Christian, if you're Jewish, if you're Hindu, if you're Buddhist. I don't care what you believe. Atheist. I don't care what you believe. The energy that you put out comes back to you. And if it's we'll see. I'll try it out. I'll see if it works. I'll see, I'll give it a few months. Then it's not going to come to you. So decide what it is you want. Really dial in why, and it has to be I want to see, my teenagers on a daily basis instead of letting them go to school and me going to work and me being too tired to discuss life with them when they get home. It needs to be I want to spend time with my mom who's retired, who's not getting any younger. And if I'm working, I can't go see her when I want to see her. It is the whatever. It's the I want to lose the man boobs to get the hot chick. Whatever your why is, that needs to be dialed in. And even better, a date and a time and a commitment. And then this is no longer an option for my life. And you can say that before you even believe that there's a way for you to attain that. This is not an option for my life anymore. Done. It's not going to happen. I don't know how it's not going to happen yet, but I'm going to put one step in front of the other, and this is not an option for my life anymore. Insert word here. That was the big change for me. And it might not be the same for everybody, but I think you have to take something off the table. Something has to be non-negotiable. Some change. And it is our human nature to want to stay in the same, even if it's shit. It's our human nature to stay right where we are because that's where we've learned to be comfortable. And anytime we try to get outside that little bubble of where we are, we feel uncomfortable. And listen, if you're feeling uncomfortable, that's when you know something's changing and that you're moving forward. If you're comfortable, nothing's changing. So get to that uncomfortable point. Reach for the why, because that why is what's going to get you past the uncomfortable, because it is uncomfortable for sure.
Well, I heard a great quote that said your life begins at the end of your comfort zone.
True.
And so I've watched this. I've watched Jennifer work hard. How long have you been in this business?
I've done direct sales for a long time, but I really got serious about building a business in the last 2.5-ish years. But it hasn't been till, past COVID where I was like, COVID should have opened all of our eyes to, we're not going to accept this for our life anymore. Life is too short. We saw how many people die. You're lucky if you're still here. And we're not going to accept insert word here for our life anymore. We're just not. And so that was hey, what do we have to lose? I mean, the whole world was shut down. We survived. Seriously, what do we have to lose at this point?
Yeah. Well, I think it's just a mind shift, and I think you hit it right on the head of not going after what I want is not okay. It's no longer an option. In business coaching, I talk to organizations a lot, and there's two reasons that people or organizations change. One is inspiration, right? I'm just so in love with what my future looks like, I'm inspired to go after it. The second is when the pain of staying becomes bigger than the pain of changing. And I'm not sure exactly when that happened, but it was recent for you. Mm-hmm. Even though she's been 2.5 years into this thing, she's been working diligently, y'all. I mean, tons of hours on the weekends, up early, up late. She's been doing the thing. But when we would talk about it, she would always kind of hedge her conversation and say, well, maybe one day, and if I stick it out, I think this might happen. And I'm going to say within the last 90 days, 120 days, her response to me changed. And it was like, instead of if, it became when.
Literally, it was, fuck this, I'm out. I'm sorry for the language, but that's basically what it came down to. I'm done with living this life over here, which is working for this job that I've been working for. Done.
Yeah, but I could see it. I saw the mind shift, and we even talked about it. I'm like, what's going on, Jennifer? Your language is different. Your intensity is different. energy is different. What happened? And she basically said, I've decided that not doing this is no longer an option for me.
I can't afford not to do this. I can't afford not to make this work. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about my life. My family's life cannot afford for me not to do this.
Yeah.
Not monetarily, because he takes good care of me, but you know what I mean.
Well, but it's about much more than money, right?
Yes.
All of this is about peace of mind. It's about the enjoyment of life. And guys, I'm blessed, okay? I don't ever work. I love what I do. I do what I love. I'm blessed to get to help people. It's the way I'm built. So don't misunderstand that we're saying, you got to go grind and life's going to be hard and it's going to suck. If you're truly trying to help other people and you love what you do, you'll never work a minute in your life. And Jennifer loves connecting with people. She loves being part of a group, part of a team. She loves being a leader. And so I don't think she considers building her business work. It's not work.
This is fun for me. I love helping you guys, age backwards. I love helping you guys kick your Botox habit. I love showing women how they can create whatever income they feel like they need. And I love helping them believe that they can do it. And I love helping them believe that they can do more than what they believe. Because, I believe that you can do more, and I'll believe it for you until you believe it for yourself. Same way that someone believed that I could do more before I could believe it myself. And I will pass that on, and then they will pass that on. And it really is inspirational. So if you're thinking about anything, I'm not saying our opportunity, I'm saying any opportunity. If you're in your opportunity and you're not really moving forward, if you're banging it out in your own sales gig or your own personal business, real estate, whatever, maybe take a look at some of the things we talked about. Maybe write some things down, get in touch a little bit more connected to your heart, which is not my strong point, I gotta say. But what really is going to motivate you and move you to do the hard things when you don't want to do them? Because I don't want to do them most of the time. I don't want to do them. But I just know that if I don't, it's going to be the same shit, different day. And I'm tired of that. So,
yeah.
Fuck this, I'm out. Like, who's with me?
Fuck this, I'm out.
Exactly.
So, real quick, let's talk about a what. So, let's say a what is to make money. Jennifer, what could I do to say, all right, your what is you want to make more money. Let's put a why behind that. What might be a why if somebody said, Jennifer, I want to make more money? What's a why?
I want my kids to be able to play sports, and I haven't been able to afford it because I'm a single mom. I don't want to have to tell my kid no. I don't want to have my kid go to school without a teacher gift because I can't afford it because I have to buy food that month. I don't want my kid to not be able to attend a birthday party because I don't have the money for the birthday present. I want my kid to have more than I have. That's a why next to I need to make money.
Right. Or if you said my what is I want to travel. I want to travel, Jennifer. So, hey, Bo, what are you trying to do? Jennifer, I want to be able to travel.
And the why would be, I've always dreamed of taking my kids on an all-expensive trip to Walt Disney World, and I've never been able to afford it. So I found how much the airline costs. I found how much it's going to cost to travel there. I've found out how much the hotel is, and the meals, and the extra expenses, and I've got them little t-shirts, and they're ready to go. I've got it all written down, and that's my why. I'm going to make that much money. And I'm going to make it happen for my kids. And for me. I mean, I love Disney, right?
Right. And so I'm going to nerd out for you guys just for a minute, okay? There's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, okay? And it is like a pre-programmed, magnificent thing finder. And when I say thing finder, it means it finds the things that you're after. So in that case, if you had laid out Disney and you knew how much airfare was in the hotel and you got the cute shirts for the kids and you know where you want what ride you want them to go on first, the more clear you get, the more that part of your brain lights up. And guys, your brain is a world-class, world-renowned problem solver. So that reticular activating system, the more you give it, which is more information, more clarity, more specificity. I want to travel, okay, your brain like, okay, everybody wants to travel, shut up. I want to travel. I want to take my kids to Disney before the end of this year. and we're going to fly on Delta, leaving Atlanta. We're going to go in October. We're going to stay at this inn. We're going to do this ride. All of that stuff fires that part of your brain up. So instead of worrying about whatever it is you think is holding you back, whatever your excuse is for the week or the month or the quarter or the year, all that stuff goes away because your brain goes into, I got to figure out how to do this because that's what we're supposed to be doing. And so I don't mean to nerd out. Look it up. It is fantastic. There's a truckload of science behind the reticular activating system. And for you guys, as you're thinking about what we've talked about tonight, please spend a little time. Turn off the radio. Put your phone down. Get in touch with what's going on in your head because you need to be clear on what it is that you want to do. And you need to be clear on
why you want to do it. And you need to be clear on what you are no longer going to accept in your life. What's off the table.
3 steps. 3 steps. What do you want to do up here in your head? Why do you want to do it is in your heart. And then what is it that you're no longer okay accepting? You're no longer willing to accept it. If you get those 3 things right, guys, your life will change, and it will change pretty darn quickly if you're able to do it. It's a tough bit of work.
You can do it. Everybody can do it. It's just will they do it? I think.
That's right.
Everybody can
everybody
do it.
can.
It's just a decision. Will they do it? Everybody can do anything. But will they do anything? The top 1% will.
Right.
We're trying to get the rest to follow at this
Right.
point.
We want more than 1%. We want 25% of everybody to have an extraordinary life.
He's not getting it. I'm saying the top 1% of the company, of the world, of the United States is doing this.
Yes. Yes.
So we're trying to get the rest of everybody to come on board because it's a great way to live. So if you guys want to hear about another topic, if you're struggling in your business, if you have girls who are struggling, if you want to, this is hundreds of dollars of business coaching that we are offering up to you because we like to help people and we think it's just a great topic of conversation. It's helping my team, it's helping my sideline and my upline as well because they're all watching. And if you want to hear about something specific, just let us know and we were going to work it in. And I don't even think we picked out what we were talking about next week.
I don't think we've decided. But we would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah.
And
tell us what you'd like to hear about.
And it can also be just personal stuff, right? So people think of a business coach or a life coach. We can't separate the two anymore. There's no, I go to work and then I come home and I don't think about work anymore. That part of our evolution is gone for the last 25 years. The invention of the smartphone killed all that. So what we've got to figure out how to do is live an integrated life.
A balanced and integrated life.
Yeah. So whatever it is you guys want to talk about, if not, my guess is we will talk about the next step. If we don't hear some good feedback from you guys yet, getting used to us, we'll be talking about, all right, let's talk about what do you do after you've decided. So you've got your what and your why, and you've identified what you're no longer willing to accept. Then what?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious because I'm not even sure. It's going to be exciting. So join us next Sunday, 8 o'clock, same spot.
Same time?
Same place.
Same place with a different bottle of wine.
Yes. Come see what we're drinking and bring your own. Bye, you guys. Have a great Sunday. Have a wonderful, successful week.